What if I told you that 75% of companies believe they have AI governance, but industry data reveals something terrifying? These organizations are operating under a dangerous illusion that's already cost enterprises millions in breach damages. 3 days ago, I analyzed a Fortune 500 company that discovered their robust AI governance framework was nothing more than an expensive theater. The reality? Their employees were using 47 different AI platforms while IT monitored only 12. I'm about to expose the fatal gap between AI governance policies and operational reality and show you the exact 3-layer framework that leading companies use to bridge this gap and turn AI risk into competitive advantage. Let me tell you about a scenario that's playing out right now at companies worldwide. A CEO sits in the boardroom confident their organization has cutting-edge AI governance. They have spent hundreds of thousands on consultants, created a beautiful 47-page framework, satisfied their board, and even earned insurance premium discounts. But when their head of business development types 18 words into ChatGPT and accidentally leaks their billion-dollar acquisition details, none of those policies matter because there was a fatal gap between what the policy said and what employees actually did. The emergency investigation revealed the brutal truth. Despite comprehensive AI governance policies, the organizations had zero operational controls. No one knew which AI tools employees were using. No one monitored AI interactions for sensitive data. No one had protocols for AI-specific incidents. The employee had never read the AI governance policy. They didn't even know it existed. This is the AI governance gap destroying companies. The fatal disconnect between board-level policies and employee-level behavior. According to Pacific AI's 2025 survey, 75% of organizations have AI policies, but only 59% have dedicated governance roles, and just 54% maintain incident response playbooks for AI-specific risks. But the gap between policy and practice runs even deeper than most executives realize. What companies are discovering is that traditional governance approaches completely fail when applied to AI, and I'm about to show you exactly why. The reason AI governance initiatives fail isn't because companies don't care about risk. It's because they are solving the wrong problem entirely using frameworks designed for a completely different technology paradigm. Traditional governance works through control and approval processes. Want to deploy a new software? Then submit a ticket. Want to access sensitive data? Then get authorization. Want to change business processes? Then go through a committee review. But you see, AI doesn't work this way. Employees don't deploy ChatGPT. They just open a browser tab. They don't access AI systems. They just type their questions. There's no deployment process to control, no installation to approve, or even no access request to review here. The executive didn't break any existing security protocols when he leaked the acquisition details. He used publicly available tool to solve a legitimate business problem. Every step he took was normal, approved workplace behavior. The investigation revealed that 74% employees were using AI tools daily, but none of it showed up in governance monitoring. IT couldn't crack it, security couldn't see it, compliance couldn't measure it, and that's why 97% of companies with AI breaches had zero AI access controls in place. They were trying to govern AI with frameworks designed for traditional software where you control the infrastructure. But with AI, you see, employees bring their own tools, access their own platforms, and make their own decisions. The companies that are succeeding aren't just creating better policies here. They have discovered the specific operational gaps that make AI governance fail. Based on analysis of hundreds of AI governance failures across Fortune 500 companies, there are exactly 3 places where the gap between policy and practice destroys organizations. And every single one of these gaps is completely invisible to traditional security monitoring. Gap number 1, the discovery gap. Most companies don't know which AI tools their employees are using. The organization's IT team tracked 12 approved AI applications, but employees were actively using 47 different platforms. You can't govern what you can't see. Gap number 2, the classification gap. Employees don't understand what constitutes sensitive information in AI contexts. The executive thought financial modeling was just business analysis. He had no framework for recognizing that deal details plus AI prompts equals potential data breach. Gap number 3, the response gap. When AI incidents happen, companies have no playbooks. Traditional incident response assumes known systems, predictable attack vectors, and traceable events. AI failures involve unknown tools, novel attack methods, and untraceable information exposure. The Pacific AI survey revealed these gaps are universal. Only 36% of small companies have governance officers, and just 41% provide annual AI training. Even large companies struggle. Only 14% of organizations are familiar with major AI governance frameworks. According to IBM's research, organizations with high shadow AI usage see an average of $670,000 in additional breach costs. Here's the key insight. Companies with working AI governance don't just have better policies. They've built operational systems that bridge these 3 gaps. But the companies that have cracked this code discovered something counterintuitive. The breakthrough came when leading companies realized they needed to flip their entire approach. Instead of trying to control AI usage, they needed to enable safe AI usage. This shift in thinking is what separates governance theater from governance reality. Solution number 1, real-time discovery. Instead of trying to block AI tools, smart companies implement continuous discovery systems. They monitor network traffic for AI interaction, scan email for AI-related conversations, and survey employees about tool usage. One financial services company discovered 73 AI tools in use across their organization, and none of them were officially approved. Solution number 2, contextual classification. Rather than training employees on abstract policies, leading companies implement contextual guardrails. They create smart prompting systems that warn employees in real time when they are about to input sensitive information. Think of it as spell check for data sensitivity. And solution number 3, AI-specific response protocols. The most advanced companies have developed incident response playbooks specifically for AI failures. They include procedures for prompt injection attacks, model poisoning, data contamination, and inference manipulation. Basically, the threats that don't exist in traditional IT environments. And the results are dramatic. According to implementation case studies, companies see measurable improvements. IBM reports organizations with proper AI governance experience 41% reduction in compliance delays, while McKinsey research shows 23% faster AI project deployments when governance frameworks are operational rather than theoretical. According to Darktrace's research, AI defense systems can detect anomalous behavior patterns that suggest non-human actors with 99.7% accuracy. But the most successful companies took this approach one step further, discovering a competitive advantage that's reshaping entire industries. 6 months after the AI disaster, something unexpected happened. The organization that nearly collapsed from an AI-related breach had become an industry leader in AI governance, and it transformed their entire business model. While companies struggled with AI governance theater, policies without practice, this company had built the operational infrastructure to use AI safety at scale. They could deploy AI tools faster than anyone in the industry while maintaining enterprise-grade security. Clients began choosing them specifically because they could demonstrate AI maturity. In regulated industries like healthcare and finance, the ability to prove safe AI usage became a deal-winning differentiator. The market took notice. Companies with operational AI governance now command 15 to 25% higher acquisition multiples. Investors recognize that businesses with working AI governance can scale AI initiatives without regulatory risk or data exposure liability. But here's the strategic insight. Operational AI governance isn't just about risk mitigation. It's about innovation acceleration. When employees can use AI tools confidently within clear operational guardrails, AI adoption happens faster. Projects deploy smoother and business value increases. The transformation culminated in premium acquisition valuations. According to mergers and acquisition research, companies with mature AI governance command 15 to 25% higher acquisition multiples, as documented in multiple industry analysis. The acquirers' explicit reasoning where we are buying your AI governance maturity. That's worth more than technology in today's market. Operational governance had transformed from cost center to profit driver. According to Google's published security reports, companies implementing zero trust AI governance have had zero successful AI-related phishing attacks. But the window for building the competitive advantage is rapidly closing, thanks to regulatory changes that will make the operational governance mandatory. While most companies are still debating whether they need AI governance, regulators are preparing to make operational governance legally mandatory. The timeline is unforgiving and the compliance requirements are brutal. The European Union's AI Act requires continuous monitoring and control mechanisms for AI systems. Simply put, that's not policy language, that's operational requirements language. You must demonstrate active oversight, real-time monitoring and incident response capabilities. And US regulators are following suit. The 2025 executive order emphasizes practical implementation and measurable outcomes in AI governance. Federal agencies are developing audit standards that will distinguish between governance theater and governance reality. Companies with policy-only approaches will face massive compliance costs. They'll need to build operational systems under regulatory pressure with compressed timelines and penalty risks. And the cost difference between proactive and reactive governance implementation can be millions for large organizations. But the deeper issue is competitive survival. As AI becomes foundational to business operations, companies without operational governance will be excluded from major deals, partnerships, and even markets. The regulatory timeline is unforgiving. EU enforcement is going to be full by 2026. US frameworks emerging throughout 2025. Companies have roughly 18 months to move from governance theater to governance reality before it becomes a compliance crisis rather than a competitive advantage. According to SC Media's forecast, by the end of 2025, AI governance maturity will become a business qualification requirement for enterprise partnerships. Which brings us to the urgent question every executive must answer. How do you bridge the gap between policy and practice before it's too late? Based on analysis of successful AI governance implementation across multiple industries, there's a specific 90-day blueprint that transforms governance theater into governance reality. This isn't theory. This is the exact process being used by companies that have successfully defended against AI-powered attacks and risks. The first 30 days is discovery phase. Conduct comprehensive AI tool inventory using network monitoring, employee surveys, and vendor assessments. Most companies discover 3 to 5 times more AI usage than expected. Document current state without judgment. You need truth before solutions. Deploy real-time monitoring for AI traffic patterns. Configure security systems to recognize normal versus suspicious AI interaction patterns. Establish baseline inventory of actual versus approved usage. The next 30 days is classification phase, where you gotta implement contextual data sensitivity frameworks. Train employees to recognize sensitive information in AI context through scenario-based exercises and not policy documents. Deploy real-time prompting systems that provide warnings during AI interactions. Create automated sensitivity detection protocols. Establish AI-specific data classification standards that account for inference risks and contextual sensitivity. And the last phase is response phase. Develop AI-specific incident response protocols covering prompt injection, data contamination, model manipulation, and inference attacks. Establish clear escalation procedures and communication plans for AI-related security events. Train security teams on AI threat vectors. Conduct tabletop exercises for AI incident scenarios. Companies following this blueprint achieve measurable results. Organizations implementing operational governance frameworks see significant reduction in shadow AI usage and faster project approvals, with IBM reporting 41% reduction in compliance delays and improved risk assessment capabilities. They transform from reactive policy enforcement to proactive risk enablement. According to CrowdStrike's research, organizations with AI-specific incident response capabilities detect threats 60% faster than traditional methods. But the most critical factor determining success isn't the framework you choose. It's the decision you make about when to start. Every day you delay building operational AI governance, your exposure increases and your competitive advantage decreases. The companies that act decisively in the next 90 days will define the competitive landscape for the next decade. Right now, employees at companies worldwide are inputting confidential information into AI systems. Most think they are being productive. Some are unknowingly creating catastrophic vulnerabilities. The difference between companies that survive and companies that become cautionary tales is operational governance. And the current reality is 75% companies have policies, but only 54% have operational controls. The gap represents massive opportunity for companies that act decisively and massive risk for companies that wait. Here are your immediate action items. CISOs should launch AI tool discovery audits this week. Business leaders should assess current AI usage patterns across departments. Board members should evaluate governance implementation timelines against regulatory deadlines. The strategic choice here is: will you build operational governance as a competitive advantage or implement it as a regulatory compliance? Early movers get market positioning, customer trust, and premium valuations. Late adopters get rushed implementations, higher costs, and catch-up positioning. The executive story ended with triumph. From near bankruptcy to $3.2 billion acquisition. From governance failure to industry leadership. The key insight was AI governance isn't just about preventing disasters. It's about enabling sustainable AI adoption at scale. The AI governance arms race is here, and winners build operational reality and procrastinators maintain policy theater. Your choice: competitive advantage or cautionary tale. The next 90 days determine which story you become. The war between effective AI governance and governance theater isn't just about compliance. It's about the future of how business operates in an AI-driven economy. If this deep dive into operational AI governance opened your eyes to implementation gaps you didn't know existed, hit like and subscribe for weekly cybersecurity and AI governance insights that cut through the hype and gives you actionable intelligence. Here's what I want to know. What's your biggest AI governance gap right now? Are you struggling with the discovery gap, not knowing what AI tools your team is using? Or the classification gap, where your employees can't identify sensitive data in AI contexts? Or the response gap, where there are no playbooks for AI-specific incidents? Drop a comment below and tell me which gap is hitting your organization the hardest. And speaking of actionable intelligence, I've created a comprehensive implementation guide that covers everything we discussed today and more. It's called the AI Governance Implementation Gap, from policy to operational reality. It's a complete executive white paper with a 90-day roadmap, checklist, and frameworks you need to bridge the governance gap. Download link is in the description below. and it's completely free. And it includes specific implementation templates you can use starting this week. Remember, the best defense against AI governance failures is human intelligence applied strategically. While AI attackers are getting more sophisticated, we are getting better at building defenses that even the smartest AI can't crack. Until next time, stay secure, stay strategic, and keep building the operational governance that turns AI risk into competitive advantage.